A few months ago, I had one of those days where absolutely nothing was wrong. I had work, I had things I was working toward, I was moving forward, and yet, that night I opened my phone for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, and somehow I ended up feeling like I was failing at life. Someone had started a new business, someone else had bought a house, someone was traveling, someone was getting married, someone had achieved something I'd been thinking about for years, and suddenly, my own life looked small. Nothing had actually changed. 5 minutes earlier, I was fine, but now I felt behind. And that made me wonder, how can you feel like you're losing when you were never actually in a race? I used to think feeling behind meant I wasn't doing enough, so I responded the only way I knew how. I made bigger plans, I set more goals, I tried to become more productive. I'd tell myself, I just need to catch up. But catch up to what? That was the question I never asked, because there was always someone ahead, someone younger, someone richer, someone more successful, someone who seemed to have figured everything out already. And the strange part was, the more I tried to catch up, the more behind I felt. It wasn't motivating me. It was exhausting me. And eventually, I realized something uncomfortable. I wasn't comparing my life to reality. I was comparing my everyday life to other people's highlights. Think about it. You experience your own life from the inside. You see your doubts, your unfinished work, your bad days, your mistakes, the plans that didn't work, the things you're still trying to figure out. You see all of it. But when you look at someone else, you usually see the result, the promotion, the vacation, the relationship, the achievement, the perfect photograph. You see their highlight and compare it to your behind the scenes. Of course you feel behind. You're comparing two completely different things. And somewhere along the way, I realized something else. Being behind only makes sense if everyone is supposed to reach the same destination at the same time, but they aren't. Some people start earlier, some start later, some change direction, some take breaks. Some spend years building something nobody can see yet, and none of that means they're failing. So I started doing three things differently. First, I stopped using other people's timelines to measure my progress. Instead of asking, where are they? I started asking, where was I 6 months ago? That question changed everything, because sometimes you're not behind. You're just too close to your own progress to see it. Second, I stopped treating every achievement as proof that I needed to hurry. Someone else's success doesn't automatically become evidence of your failure. Their promotion isn't your rejection. Their relationship isn't proof that you're alone. Their success doesn't subtract anything from your life. You can be genuinely happy for someone without turning their progress into a criticism of yourself. And third, I started paying attention to the things that don't look impressive, the habits I was finally becoming consistent with, the conversations I handled better, the boundaries I learned to set, the things I no longer tolerated, the confidence I slowly built. None of these things looked impressive on social media, but they were changing my life. And maybe that's the problem. We often measure progress by what can be photographed, but some of the most important progress in your life will never make a good post. I still have moments where I feel behind. I still see someone doing something amazing and think, maybe I should be doing more. But now I catch the thought and I ask myself, am I actually behind, or did I just look sideways? Sometimes that's all it takes, because your life doesn't become smaller, because someone else's life looks bigger. You don't need to match someone else's timeline. You need to build a life that actually makes sense for you. So if you've been feeling behind lately, I want you to remember this. You're seeing your entire journey, but you're seeing everyone else's highlight reel. Don't use someone else's visible progress to judge your invisible progress. Look back. Look at who you were 6 months ago, a year ago, even 2 years ago. Maybe you're not where you want to be yet. That's okay. Not being there yet isn't the same as being behind. You're still moving. And sometimes, slow progress is still progress. So the next time you feel behind, don't immediately ask, how do I catch up? Ask yourself, Who told me I was supposed to be running? Maybe you don't need to catch up. Maybe you just need to stop looking sideways and start looking at your own path. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want more real talk, small changes, and no guilt trips, subscribe to Spark Storytellers. I'll see you in the next one.